pickleball. I talked to the park district director up in Rockford about their case.
Okay.
I had spoken to the residents, you know, like at the first of the year, and then I wanted to hear what the park district had to say, so I talked with him. And he confirmed what she said, you know, just that there's a lawsuit going on right now, and they have made recommendations that they have to give to the residents, things that they have to do to try and make it better for the residents. And the residents have the choice of either accepting them or saying no and going back to court. A couple of things they offered was a quieter paddle is being manufactured, but it won't be available until 2014. They would have no leagues at the park, at that park, because there is another park where they have pickleball. So they would have no leagues at that park. They would have no Sunday morning pickleball play at that park. They offered, well, to build a wall would cost, a 10-foot tongue and groove wall would cost between $25,000 and $30,000. If that wasn't good enough to, you know, to stop the noise, if they had to get a highway wall, it would cost $100,000. He said that his name is Jay Sandine, he said that 3 years before they made this a permanent thing, they played by using duct tape on tennis courts. And they did it at a park that was away from residents' homes. They did it for 3 years, it was popular, so they decided to move it to this park, which is close to residential homes, without asking the people and without taking into the consideration the noise that it made. Because at this other park, it didn't affect anybody, okay? So they went in and they just implemented it, and now they're in court. Okay, so their last court date was January 30th, and the residents rejected all of these offers. Of course, they didn't offer the highway wall for $100,000, but and so they're going to court again in March.
Okay.
Okay. Have you considered moving it down to Sunset Park for next year?
We haven't.
What is your game plan?
Financially, I think our game plan is to hope that we're blessed that we get the funding from Concerts for a Cause, so that we can first get funding and find the suitable facility or a suitable place for it. That's what my plan is.
But that won't take place next year, obviously.
And what happens if it falls and it doesn't happen?
Then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Well, how do you know you're going to be a recipient?
We don't.
The first concert's not until July.
Right.
So pickleball's going to start playing in March or April.
Mm-hmm. Just like we said, we originally said, 3 years.
Why can't you move it to Sunset for next year? What is your reasoning for, even if you had to put the tape down, like Sherry said they did in Rockford?
3 years they had duct tape on.
Right, why can't we do that? Why can't you do
would,
that? Because the players themselves did state at a meeting that all they want is some place to play. So what would be your reasoning for not doing it? It wouldn't cost you anything except tape.
I think we already have a dedicated pickleball court.
I
But you know
understand
that-
that, but you know it's disturbing
This is
people.
going to
Yes,
be-
I realize that. We've talked about this many times.
Right, and we're going to
Right.
be coming
Last
back
year.
every month,
Right.
you know.
But we did say from the get-go that we would try this for 3 years. And we're
Why
into
did you
our
do-
But it
second
doesn't have
year.
to be.
It
at
doesn't have to
28
be.
But
You
that's what
can
we,
try it.
that's what we have
Yeah, we
decided.
talked
We have
about-
decided this.
We talked about
And it has
five.
been voted on by us, it's been voted on by the aldermen, it's been, I mean, it's gone through its paces. And you guys can continue to come here and do
And we're
that.
going
We'll
to.
go with that. We'll take it.
But wouldn't you rather give the money that it's going to cost you in court and put it towards a new court?
We'll find out you know, Rockford's a litmus test for us. And I think that we'll find out what happens in
Well,
Rockford.
check
and what happens-
Arizona, check Arizona.
Check her.
They've already,
I'm not saying Arizona, I'm saying Rockford. Rockford.
they've already won in
Has
Arizona.
already
That's
won.
fine. We'll see how that plays out.
Brian, can I just leave you with this? Just think if you were at your home every night and had 15 people over for dinner in your backyard,
Uninvited.
uninvited. How would you like to be trying to eat your supper every single night with that many people in your backyard? Would you like that?
I think if we had to,
Brian, would you like that?
I made the choice not to live next to a park.
I made the
That's-
choice to live next to a park without a tennis court and without a pickleball court when I moved there.
You had to know when you live next to a park that things like this can happen.
But Brian, we're
Okay.
telling you that there are issues in Rockford and all over the
All over the
country.
country.
But they are unsolved issues. These issues are unsolved. We don't know where that's going.
Did you do a noise study before you put those in? Were you
You know
aware
what?
of the
Actually,
noise this
we're
game
done.
caused?
We're done. Do I have any other public comment?
Yes, I'd like to know what your pre-planning was for that
We
pickleball
don't-
court.
Pickleball discussion is closed. Any other discussion?
I have one more comment, that if we have to, if there's a noise issue with every single park, if it's cars being parked there, bikes going down the sidewalk, bikes going through the park, cheering, 9 o'clock at
Tings of the
night.
bat.
Yeah, pings of the bat, people cheering, we must be shut our parks down.
Why don't you want it down at Sunset then? What is your reasoning for not moving it to
We
Sunset?
talked about that several
We already-
times.
we already
Linda,
did.
And we talked about that being a security.
Then,
Issue?
but you're letting little girls play softball down there. If it's a security issue,
done-
then
we're
you
done
probably
with
ought to
this.
close that
We're
park.
done with this.
We might be done for
Is anybody
tonight.
else? I am.
We
We're
are
done.
not
I am the
done.
president of this commission, and I'm saying we're done with this.
For tonight.
Do we have any other public comment?
Could we maybe hear what the two new members have to say about
You know,
this?
I don't think they're brought up to speed on it yet, to be honest with you, Jill.
Oh.
Thank you. Do we have any other public comment?
I had a public comment, but I don't know if I'm squelched because it does relate to pickleball.
Pickleball is, I will not allow pickleball anymore.
I'm not talking about pickleball in my backyard. All I would like to say is that in my communication with a vendor, and she brought it up that they're making a gentler equipment proposed for the 14th. In my correspondence to date with vendors, their response is quiet pickleball is a marketing ploy.
Okay, I was gonna say,
It's
I
not-
think
not
that was something that we
existent.
actually offered. We offered many things to try to quiet things down, but it was not accepted, so we know where you stand.
What did you offer?
Yeah, what did you offer?
No, well, you just said you offered us a bunch
Yes,
of.
we did, but I don't have to go back there.
You
I don't
didn't
have to go
offer us
back there because
anything.
this is something that's been said over and over and over
But
again.
Brian, you didn't offer us
Maybe
anything.
it's worth saying.
Yeah,
You
maybe,
didn't offer us anything.
Huh?
You're not hearing,
I guess I'm
you're
deaf.
not hearing the plea of these residents.
Wow.
I'm not hearing the plea of 5 residents, I'm hearing the plea of the rest of the community. I'm sorry.
The rest of the community.
The rest of the community that
Doesn't
plays.
care where they play.
yeah, and they made that comment.
That's fine, you chose to live next to a park, period. Deal with it.
Oh, wow.
Not good.
See what we have to
Sorry.
put up with? This is what our city cares about.
Yeah, I am very sorry too, Brian. You can't work with people.
Well, we'll find out when Rockford's comes down.
It doesn't matter what Rockford's.
Doesn't matter.
This is Peru. You need to take care of the residents of Peru.
We are taking care of the residents of
Yeah,
Peru.
a select
We're taking care of
group.
the majority, not the minority.
No, you're not. It's not a majority.
Brian, we have rights
It's
too.
18 people.
You know what, it affects more people than these two.
Who is
affects
it?
more.
Who lives closer than us?
You
It
can
doesn't
go
matter.
to Sunset and play.
No, you know what, so we're moving a problem from Peru or from 28th Street Park to Sunset.
It's a
Park.
problem.
Give up.
Why can't you guys just admit that it was a mistake was made by putting that 20 feet from our home?
No, 3 years. 3 years is what.
Just wait.
And that's what we're-
Wasn't Washington